Alright, so I'm actually going to do a different sort of unboxing or review, whatever it is, and this is for an insert that I got off of Etsy. It's from a seller that goes by a company name of woodneq. So it's actually pretty interesting because it seems like it's maybe a composite wooden material that is sort of laser printed, which I thought was kind of interesting. So yeah, less plastic. What I do have to say, I think it was, it took me about a month or so before I actually got it into my hands, just because of the time, so just kind of keep that in mind. And the price for these are, so they had sort of a basic normal plastic one, and they had this in two colors, I guess, with sort of a black filling versus this sort of tannish one. But yeah, I kept the rulebooks here, at least the ones that I wanted to keep anyway. So yeah, as a note, so you have the boards that are actually stored in the expansion box, if you notice here. So the T and the other expansion fit in that, and then obviously I have that. I've got a couple of promos that had came in there when I pre-ordered. Why did I save them? I don't know. Oh, because they have the little barcode in the back, that's why. Yeah, so that's kind of one of the sort of, I guess, sad things about that. I mean, you do need both boxes, but I mean, Devere puts out these fairly small games that are kind of language independent, aside from the rulebooks, so it's actually, it's understandable. I mean, they usually have big games in small boxes, very similar to that other company that you have the little QR code, just in case you forgot how to put it back together. I forgot to sleeve these, which is unlike me, but whatever. So I'm going to break this down a little bit, just to kind of give you an idea of how these kind of fit together. So you have these tokens there. And yeah, excuse me for not remembering everything right now. I'm old, and frankly, I don't really care. I'm going to just call them tokens for the sake of simplicity there. But you have these tokens stored here. Yeah, very unprofessional, but what are you going to do? You have the cards here. So I sleeve these with the Mayday Premium, as I am wont to do. And it's very hard to kind of distinguish there. I don't even think it'll pick up. Kind of, sort of. But you can actually separate the cards by typing there. I found, though, that I did have to kind of finagle it a little bit. So not everything is where it's supposed to be, just because the tightness of the sleeves, but whatever. I'm just kind of giving you guys a heads up if you're going to pick this one up. And then we have this little box here. So it's pretty neat. It's, saved material, I guess. It's the honeycomb shape. There is these sort of indents, and it will hold the components in place. Regardless of... Why am I sticking my hand out? Regardless if it's horizontal or vertical. So it's not gonna really spill over, which I know is an issue sometimes with some of these things. These inserts anyway, but whatever. So we have these tokens. Yeah, it's a Star Wars reference for you. We have these tokens shoved in there, and then we also have these two tokens with maybe villagers, husband and wife, I don't know, whatever. But they're sort of the currency there, and they're essentially the same. The picture on the front is just different, but it's fine. It's good if you want to sort of separate your components there. And then we have here that actually holds the sort of bridges and the die. So yeah, you can see it obviously holds everything from the expansion. You do have to kind of stagger them because they don't all fit. That's just because of the size of the bridge, though. It's not the size of the bridge. I'm getting loopy, I apologize. So I actually did get these stickers from their site as well. I don't know if I think they're actually just kind of paper stickers. They're not, vinyl. Just kind of a heads up. But I thought it was kind of interesting. And they did come enough with all the expansion materials, so you got the things with the cranes, the fans, and so forth. But yeah, every player gets their own color-coded sort of tray. and then you can kind of hand each player one of these, and it's the different sort of meeples there. So like I said, I did get the different sticker variety there, and it does fit pretty well over an individual player board. So functionality is pretty well. Like I said, you could store it horizontally or vertically, and you don't really get spill. You do have to kind of finagle this a little bit, I'll be honest, to get it to fit. But once you get it to fit, it stays, which is good. And it's not too puzzly to put together, to put it back in the box. There's been a couple of times where I've had inserts where I'm like, where in this world does this go? And that drives me a little nuts, but what are you going to do? You do have to kind of keep in mind, though, that, and it's actually showing up on the screen, which is pretty good. Sometimes if some of these meeples are off kilter, your stuff is not going to go back into place. So yeah, you do have to kind of figure out what kind of popped out and fix it, because if not, good luck getting this thing to stick back properly. But it's usually not too big of an issue. Let me switch sides and see if that works. Yeah, once again, it's not very particular about how you put it back, as long as it's back in the roughly the same sort of spot. But yeah. So the other thing I noticed, if you're getting the components there, if there's no lid lift, it's fine. You do get a little bit on that, but that's just because of the manuals, and like I said, that's the expansion box, the boards and stuff like that. But yeah, there you go. There's the sort of insert overview review of this product from woodneq or woodneq or whatever it is. But yeah, that's all I got to say. Take care.